Have you ever noticed how some people just get it? They move through life like the rules are written in their favor. Their money grows, their choices expand, and somehow everything seems to work out. Meanwhile, everyone else is stuck in the same loop, working harder, saving what they can, but never really getting ahead. It's not luck, it's not genetics. It's the quiet advantage of understanding a few brutal truths about money, the kind that most people avoid because they're uncomfortable. The truth is, wealth isn't built on hustle alone. It's built on clarity, on understanding how money actually behaves, and how your mindset either multiplies it or destroys it. Once you see these truths, you can't unsee them. And once you live by them, money stops being your biggest problem and starts becoming your greatest ally. So in this video, we're going to explore 7 brutally honest money truths that will give you an unfair advantage in life. They won't all be easy to hear, but if you stick with me until the end, you'll understand money in a way that most people never do. Let's start with the first truth, the one that determines whether the rest of them will even matter. Truth number 1. Time is more valuable than money. Everyone says time is money, but those who truly understand wealth know time is worth far more. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. Yet most people waste years waiting for the right moment to start saving or investing. They tell themselves they'll start later, after things calm down. But every year they wait, they lose the most powerful force in wealth building: compound growth. Compounding rewards the early, not the perfect. Start early, and even small amounts can grow into a fortune. Start late, and no amount of effort can catch up. The unfair advantage doesn't go to the smartest or the richest. It goes to the one who begins now and stays consistent. And that leads to the second truth, the one that explains why so many high earners still live paycheck to paycheck. Truth number 2. Your income doesn't determine your wealth, your habits do. You can't out-earn bad money habits. Plenty of people make 6 figures and still feel broke. Not because they don't earn enough, but because every dollar that comes in goes straight back out. Wealth has less to do with income and everything to do with behavior. If you spend everything you make, your lifestyle might look impressive, but underneath it, you're standing on financial quicksand. The people who quietly get ahead aren't always the highest earners. They're the ones who save first, invest automatically, and live below their means, even when they don't have to. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. Every dollar they keep is a worker they send out to earn more. Money isn't built in big leaps. It's built in small, disciplined choices repeated over time. Because the truth is, your bank balance reflects your habits, not your paycheck. And that brings us to the next truth, one that silently destroys wealth before most people even realize it's happening. Truth number 3. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer. Most people don't go broke because they earn too little. They go broke because every time they earn more, they spend more. It starts small: a nicer apartment, a better car, a few more nights out. Then, before they realize it, every raise, every bonus, every promotion disappears into a slightly upgraded lifestyle that still leaves them living paycheck to paycheck. This is lifestyle inflation, and it's the reason most people stay trapped, no matter how high their income climbs. The people who build real wealth do something different. When their income rises, they don't rush to upgrade their lifestyle. They upgrade their investments. They keep their living costs steady, while their savings and assets grow quietly in the background. Over time, that gap between income and expenses becomes the engine that builds financial freedom. Because the truth is, every dollar you don't spend today buys you a piece of freedom tomorrow. And that leads us to the next truth, one that's hard to hear, but impossible to ignore. Truth number 4. No one is coming to save you. Most people live with the quiet hope that something or someone will rescue them financially. A lucky break, an inheritance, a miracle job offer, maybe even the government. But here's the brutal truth. No one is coming. Not your boss, not your family, not the economy. The only person who can save you is you. It sounds harsh, but it's actually freeing. Because the moment you stop waiting for rescue, you take control. You stop hoping for change, and you start creating it. That shift, from dependence to ownership, is where real financial power begins. You stop blaming circumstances and start building systems that protect you, even when life doesn't go as planned. Every dollar you save, every skill you learn, every investment you make becomes your personal safety net. one that no company or politician can take away. The people who understand this truth stop waiting for opportunity and start preparing for it. And that's exactly what separates those who move ahead from those who stay stuck. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest traps that quietly decides which side of that line you fall on. Truth number 5. Debt can either build you or bury you. Debt itself isn't evil, it's neutral, but how you use it determines whether it becomes a weapon or a trap. Most people use debt to look wealthy, financing cars, furniture, and vacations that lose value the moment they buy them. That kind of debt doesn't just cost you interest, it steals your future. Every monthly payment is a reminder that your past decisions still own a piece of your present. But the people who understand money use debt differently. They borrow to buy assets that grow, not things that fade. A rental property, a business, a skill that increases their earning power. These kinds of debt create leverage. They make money work harder instead of harder work making money. The difference isn't the interest rate, it's the intention. Bad debt funds consumption. Good debt funds growth, and the unfair advantage belongs to those who can tell the difference. Because while everyone else is paying off the past, they're quietly financing their future. And that brings us to a truth that feels personal, one that explains why sudden wealth often disappears just as fast as it arrives. Truth number 6. Money amplifies who you already are. People like to believe money changes them. They say, if I had more, I'd be responsible, I'd be generous, I'd finally get my life together. But money doesn't change who you are, it just turns up the volume. If you're careless with $100, you'll be reckless with $10,000. If you're generous with a little, you'll be generous with a lot. Money is a mirror. It reflects your habits, your mindset, and your discipline back at you. That's why most lottery winners end up broke. They didn't suddenly become bad with money. They were already bad with it, and wealth just magnified the problem. The people who handle money well start small. They build habits of saving, budgeting, and investing long before the numbers get big. So when they finally do make more, they already know how to handle it. Wealth doesn't make you smarter or better. It simply exposes the truth about who you've been all along. And that truth leads perfectly to the last one. The reason people chase money, only to realize too late that they were chasing the wrong thing all along. Truth number 7. Freedom isn't about never working, it's about having choices. When most people picture financial freedom, they imagine quitting their job, lying on a beach somewhere, and never working again. But that version of freedom fades fast. Doing nothing gets boring. What people really want isn't an escape, it's options. True freedom is waking up and deciding how to spend your day, not because you have to, but because you want to. It's being able to walk away from a toxic job, to take a month off without fear, to start a project that matters without worrying about paying rent. And here's the twist. That kind of freedom doesn't come from a certain dollar amount. It comes from building systems that make money flow without your constant effort. It's the result of years of small, smart decisions, saving when it's boring, investing when it's uncomfortable, saying no when everyone else is saying yes. Freedom is control over your time, your energy, your choices. And once you taste it, you'll realize it's worth far more than any paycheck or possession. Because in the end, the goal isn't to stop working, it's to stop needing to. The truth is, money isn't just about numbers, it's about awareness, seeing what most people ignore and doing what most people won't. Because the people who win this game don't do it by luck, they do it by understanding these truths early, acting on them consistently, and letting time do the heavy lifting. So if this opened your eyes, if you're ready to stop playing defense with money and start using it as leverage, there's one more video you need to see next. Watch 7 signs you can retire earlier than you think. It breaks down the subtle indicators that your freedom might be closer than you realize, even if you don't feel ready yet. Because the sooner you understand how close you are, the sooner you can start living like it.